Hello there, everybody. Oh, man, we're still stuck in this apartment.
That's true.
Oh,
We also have not left the couch.
We have not left the
Truly
couch.
stay socially distant.
This couch is looking rough.
This is Movies Are Real. I have lost the will to podcast, but like we're stuck to this couch, this microphone is still stuck right in front of us. And, it's a new month. And is this the second episode? This is the second episode.
Yeah, it's the second, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually in it.
Yeah.
We had the first one, which was the February one. That was half of
Yes.
Or was it the March one? It was the
Nothing
March
had
one.
shut down yet in
We were like
February.
a week away.
Oh yeah,
from the
February
president
nothing
being
was shut
like,
down, but then
"Hey,
halfway through March stuff shut down because that was like, well, we watched
Emma?
and Extraordinary.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Remember how the Quiet
That's Ryan
Place was
Lance, by
supposed to
the
come
way.
out?
Oh god.
Oh, that is me. The one whose voice, the one who,
The quiet boy.
the quiet boy. The
Oh my
one, the one who was called out on Letterboxd recently.
That was so funny.
Can I read
I
that?
can't-
Actually, it's
yeah,
really
do
funny.
it.
Sure. We have no again. No, I'm not gonna make that joke. But like everyone else is suffering, movie podcasters are also suffering because we have nothing to talk about. So Ryan, tell us about somebody trying to drag you on
Tell us about your
Letterboxd.
hate comment that
So-
you received.
I received a hate comment on a review I wrote on Letterboxd for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which
the original or
the original.
Okay.
When did you write this review?
October of last year, so 7 months ago, and this dude, who I looked at his account, he made the account that day. He has liked nothing. He's done nothing on the account except for comment on my review, which again was 7 months ago. He said, "You didn't even go into detail about what you disliked about this film like an actual reviewer would. But whatever, I guess." For context, my review of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre was, "Hey Ryan, guess what I am? Stupid? No, I'm the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What's the difference?" It was a SpongeBob joke.
See, Ryan, you could have gone into what you didn't like about the film.
That it sucks.
By the way, that's Carrie Lyles.
It's me, Carrie. I'm actually the person who made that hate comment. How funny would that be?
That would be
I
great.
wish I had the willpower.
Okay, I didn't notice this, but this might be new, but on his page, favorites, he only listed the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and his description is, "I like to watch good movies, period." So what? The only
ruined
good
that
movie
guy's
is the
day.
original Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I can't. I was talking to Greg about this. I don't think I've ever gotten any hate comments on my dumbass reviews.
Yeah, that's not even the most bad take I've ever had.
Oh,
I have plenty of bad takes.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, so why aren't those being called out?
I defended The Grudge 2020 and no one cared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still stand by that. I might be picking up that Blu-ray because I heard that there's some crazy shit in the deleted scenes, and I'm like, fuck yes.
When I was at the store recently, I was looking through the DVDs. I didn't end up getting anything, but I saw The Grudge one. I was like, am I really almost about to buy The Grudge 2020?
It's good. It's not good. But
Instead, I went home and I pre-ordered a steelbook for Mandy.
oh,
Nice.
ooh.
Yeah, I'm very excited for that. That comes out next week.
I'm George, by the way. So yeah, we don't really have an agenda. This is gonna be flying by the seat of our pants here. But I do want to open up with, we don't talk about news here, but again, this is the only relevant, I feel news. I guess there was that other story. I might find it after this, but so Trolls 2 World Tour. Does that have a new Justin Timberlake song?
Maybe? I don't
Maybe
remember.
you knew. Who do the kids like today? Chance?
Well, I mean, because Justin Timberlake's in the movie.
Yeah, that's
I
why.
hate Justin Timberlake.
Anyways, my point being, this is the movie that is fucking going to end the theaters, I guess.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm going to read this story from CBR.com. You probably already know about this story, listener. This is written by Douglas LeMan. Movie theater owners have slammed Universal for the video-on-demand release of Trolls World Tour and future Universal projects. These comments come in the wake of Universal reporting that Trolls World Tour had grossed nearly $100 million after just 3 weeks of video-on-demand release. I guess that's impressive, but it's not that impressive. Anyways, as part of that reporting, the head of Universal parent company NBC Universal revealed that the division had plans to release future theatrical movies on premium video on demand, even when movie theaters reopen. This news has not sat well with owners of movie theater chains such as AMC, nor with members of the National Association of Movie Theater Owners. So they do have sort of like a union thingy. So NATO, not that NATO, but this NATO.
The other one. Let's make that clear.
So yeah, basically, theaters are sort of not happy that Universal's going this way. It doesn't sound like Universal has, other than like sort of a PR statement, has made a comment in regards to the theater companies being like AMC specifically, and I guess I think it was Cinemark, but let me look here. Specifically, pretty much, I only see AMC on this one, but yeah, who knows? Regardless, they said that they will not be showing Universal pictures on their theaters once they reopen, if this is the case. So that's interesting. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. It's I really like going to movie theaters, but I don't like to AMC's. So
Yeah.
AMC's are fine. I mean,
the one we have here sucks ass.
Yeah, it's not great. I have an AMC gift card that I didn't use.
Don't you always have an AMC gift card at some
Well,
point?
because my family will be like, here's a movie gift card, and...
Because you have movies?
Because AMC is the one that's usually at, like, the gift card stands at the grocery
okay.
stores, so... I mean, they're not incorrect. Like, that is a good gift. I just happen to not go to the AMC theater. So we have to make an event out of it. Next time we go to an AMC theater, it'll be like when we went to see Aquaman.
What used to be
an Aquaman level.
What used to be the Rave is an AMC theater. I haven't been there since I saw Les Miserables.
Oh, nice.
That's the movie. Last time I went to the Rave.
What a rave-worthy movie, Les Miserables.
So yeah, movies are weird. Everything's been weird. Alamo is like, some locations of Alamo Draft House are like, well, they started a digital thing. They have like a digital thing, but they don't have a lot of new releases right now. It's like a combination of like, man, I tell you what, Extraordinary has gotten so much mileage. Every fucking digital thing that's like theater related is showing Extraordinary. So.
Hey, we had this lying around, so...
So it'll be interesting if any, like, smaller releases.
Did you guys get that email, which was an Alamo survey?
Yeah,
did you
I
fill
filled
it
that out.
Did you?
About what?
They were doing a survey about different policies that they might start incorporating once they open back up, and when they might open up, and people's comfort level and stuff. And did you also laugh at one of the policies that they were thinking about introducing was a no coughing or sneezing policy?
Yeah, that's...
I laughed so much at that. It's like, how are you going to enforce that?
If you
Also,
sneeze at once, the Alamo voucher
we'd like to hear
removes
from you. Yes.
Yeah, I also just imagine someone like choking on their sandwich. It's like, oh, you're out.
It's like, no, I can't miss Trolls World Tour.
Like, serve fucking Windex against another person.
I know, I thought about that too, because I was like, well, Alamo was telling people to inject themselves with cleaning supplies a long time ago.
Oh my god. Just so we don't, because I feel like we're getting off track, just so we know, there was a new Trolls World Tour single. It was sung by Justin Timberlake. It's called The Other Side. And in fact, Justin Timberlake executive produced the entire album, and he wrote most of the songs on the album. So he is like all about those trolls.
I don't remember, because I watched Trolls World Tour, that big gross that they had. 20 of those dollars were mine, because I bought it, I rented it for Greg's birthday. And I don't remember any of the songs, except for when they go to the country region, they are like, we have to get them on our side, so we have to do a performance, we have to do a montage of all the most important songs ever written. And they were like, and James Corden is in this movie as well. James Corden was like, oh, but which ones? And she's like, all of them. And so they did. It had fucking, the Wannabe by the Spice Girls, and Gangnam Style, and Party Rock Anthem.
Yeah, enforcing a no coughing or sneezing policy. There it is.
Yeah.
Don't care.
And so yeah, that's the only song I remember, was the big montage of all the super epic pop songs, and then the country people threw them in jail.
Interesting.
Go to music
Wow,
jail.
this is interesting. This question is interesting. As a result, we won't be able to open unless we have a minimum food and beverage purchase requirement with each ticket. That's interesting.
Yeah.
You must buy a pizza.
You must buy food, but if you choke on it, we will throw you out. Yeah, I don't know. I want Alamo to open back up badly. Like, when it's safe, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to suffer. So it's like, I'd be willing to do that. I just don't know how the season pass thing, if that's going to
I
be
think
a
it's
thing.
a wash. I think that's
Yeah.
done, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because they said that they put them on hold and that they would resume whenever they could, and then they would
Yeah.
just start billing you again. But I don't know. I'm bummed
Interesting.
because I was really excited for that. I waited years.
Is the other movie-related story that you were talking about revolving Tenet?
No.
No. Do you guys know the plans with that?
No.
So Tenet, the new Chris Nolan movie, and I've rewatched a few Chris Nolan movies, and sometimes I act very like, oh, Chris Nolan, but like he's actually really fucking good, and like he's super awesome, and I'm gonna stop being like that now.
Which one's your favorite?
Man,
If it's not The Prestige, you're wrong.
you know
I'm
what?
sorry.
Prestige is really fucking awesome, and that might be it. But Prestige, I rewatched Memento. That was really solid.
I've never seen that one.
It's fun. Inception's really cool, obviously. The Batman ones are fine. But yeah, he's great. But Tenet, which was his new one, it was starring David Washington from BlacKkKlansman and Robert Pattinson. It involves time travel. It was supposed to be opening in July. And Christopher Nolan is really like, he does not want to push it back. He does not want to delay it. He wants that to be like the next movie to come out. Mm-hmm. He wants like that to be the first like new one when things are open.
And he is not going to allow any sort of digital release.
Oh no,
Mr. Dunkirk ass.
No, he will not. But like, there's a lot of like issues at Warner Bros. Like, I feel like we should probably like push it back. But like, do you think? I feel like with the way things are going, things will probably be open late July, which is when it was supposed to come out.
I think one way or another, it's going to happen.
Yeah, but do you think that's going to be the first new
Unfortunately.
movie?
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't fucking know.
I think that, I honestly think that'll probably be the first new movie because like all of June is dead still.
I mean, I can tell you right now that June is not going to happen.
Yeah.
July might happen and stuff. I don't think. See, here's the thing: is like if you're a chain, do you open nationwide? Or do you just go, all right, well, fucking
Area by
Nebraska doesn't
area.
give a shit, so let's
Yeah.
just fucking go.
That's probably how it's going to be.
We're going to get to see Tenet before anyone else
Maybe.
Oh,
does.
thank God.
So,
Christopher Nolan will be
Nebraska does not
Christopher
care.
Nolan will be in our exorbitant
See,
cinema.
that's why Pete Ricketts is being such a dumbass. He's like, I gotta see Tenet. We gotta keep the state
No,
open.
you can't do that because then he's interested in a good movie.
Oh, I gotta see Quiet Place 2.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that
it's-
John Burbinski.
I don't want to be so cynical, but man, it sure seems like this is going to be very bad for the movie industry. It looks pretty bleak. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks really, really bad because I think it's all weird. I think we might just all be watching Netflix originals for the rest of time now.
Oh, put the bullet in my head now.
Anyways, I guess that's I think that's all the updates. No, there was another story. What was the other story I had? I can't remember.
While you think about it, Carrie, would you like to talk about the Hulu original film that we watched, Pooka Lives,
Pooka
the
2.
sequel to Pooka? This was a new Into the Dark. It's the first Into the Dark that wasn't based on a holiday.
And it's the first sequel, too.
Yeah. So, like, the whole thing was like, we're done with the holiday thing. This is just a sequel to Pooka. It's not what I expected. And I like some of the ideas from it, because it's, like, set, like, a few years after. It doesn't involve any of the original cast. And it's about this, like, cult around Pooka that, like, started. And that's very interesting because there was this weird, like, internet,
There
like,
was,
love
yeah.
of Pooka. And
Which I participated in
that
heavily.
you were a big part of. I'm surprised that one of your Pooka memes wasn't in like this shot.
Oh my god, I was gonna ask you. You said that you laughed harder than anything at one of the bits. What bit did you laugh at?
That was when the teenage girl was looking through her Tinder. Do you remember this? She was looking through her Tinder and it was like, guys, and then like a Pooka appeared and she like swiped, like, haha, it's like swiped the good way. And then like another Pooka appeared and she's like, okay. And then like she swiped a bunch of times and there was a bunch of Pookas all in different like sexy poses.
I thought it was gonna be
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I thought I was trying to figure out what bit it, because I didn't like super laugh hard at anything in it, but I liked, there was one on one of the threads, one of the forum threads, there was the snowman joke. Did you see that?
I saw it.
It's like, why don't we get the Pooka Man movie or something? I was like, oh no, this movie is dated. Ooh.
That movie had like two high highs, and it was those two jokes, and then the rest.
I thought it was gonna be either the snowman thing or the part at the very end where the guy shows back up and starts shooting them, and the friend's like, he's so fucking hot.
That was alright.
I like the absurdity of the concept because it fits Pooka, because Pooka's fucking absurd, but it just feels, I don't know, I think maybe because I really like the director of the first one, and this one isn't him, it doesn't have that same sort of vibe to it, because both of his movies that I've seen that I really enjoy, Pooka and Colossal, they're both really absurd, but also in a kind of grounded and serious way. Not as much Pooka as Colossal, but like,
in a way,
I don't know, it
it's
feels,
it's like
it's absurd, but it's also like, you think about it. And Pooka 2 just felt absurd and cheap to me. And, like, YouTube-ish, kind of.
Yeah, definitely. But, like, a big part of that is, like, that's just, like, the culture that it's trying to, like...
That's true.
Be around. And it
Fun
definitely...
of internet weirdos.
And, yeah, it had some stuff. Like, right from the beginning, though, because it began with the scene, like, the lady who made Pooka, and she, like, went all crazy.
That's me.
Yeah, but like that opening was horrible. That was really bad. And like the actress that was in that was Rachel Bloom, who's like a very like talented actress. I had no idea that was her because the acting was so terrible.
I didn't know who she was until just recently. I watched a new episode of Drag Race where Jeff Goldblum was one of the guest judges and she was the other guest judge, and she was very funny.
She's very funny.
She was great.
And I can't believe she was so horrible in that movie.
Wow, I didn't know that was her.
It sucked. And then also Felicia Day and Will Wheaton were in it, and they're great. I love them a lot. And they were better, but they didn't really do anything interesting. Yeah. They had their fun like energy that they brought to it, which was fun. But yeah, it was just a very strange movie where like this like copywriter who gets like trolled by this like.
Right, there's this YouTuber. It's like a rice gum ass.
Yeah, rice gum ass YouTuber. Because like what did he do again? He wrote
a book about YouTubers and
like the culture around it. And like this one YouTuber really hated it, so he got a bunch of people like trash on his life.
I think so. Yeah.
And then he doxes him, and as revenge, this copywriter makes an internet creepypasta legend,
like a Pooka challenge.
Yeah, and it envelops the challenge grows, and then like because everyone believes in this challenge, it creates this Pooka monster idea, and this idea evolves with the way that like Reddit and other things like change the legends.
People expand the lore, which it changes the monsters.
That's like a cool idea, because that's what happened with fucking Slender Man.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just a picture, and then people added on all this legend stuff, and stuff like that happens with a lot of creepypastas. People just add stuff to it, and that's just always like becomes like the canon of it.
But I haven't seen a Slender Man like that one Pooka in the movie who had lederhosen on.
That was I mean, damn. That was the first one that like was a big difference, and it was like, wait, what's with the fucking
fucking outfit, dude?
It was weird. But like, I don't know. It had like a fun idea. It just feels like if they like rewrote it to like spice it up like one time.
I just feel like
it's weird because like
more effort could have been put in to make it a little like higher level.
Yeah,
but you know,
because like I don't know,
it's a Pooka sequel.
It is a Pooka sequel.
You can't expect that much.
I mean, I know that the Pooka 3 is gonna be a Godfather level.
I still
of
love
quality.
Pooka. Like Pooka's hilarious, and I still really want a Pooka doll.
Yeah. How are they not making those?
I think they might. I don't know.
Hulu is owned by Disney.
Like
Pooka's a Disney princess. Pooka Lives was a Disney Channel original movie.
Pooka's not a princess, Ryan. Pooka is a bad bitch.
Oh, that's true. That is. You
Haven't you followed the Twitter?
That's true. That is
So the thing
true.
I was looking for update was there was a story from that theater chain in Texas. Some ideas they were because there's 2 theaters in Texas that are open right now. There's not from a chain that is here in Omaha. But it was sort of like, oh, we're thinking about this, like sort of like TSA style sort of fucking check-in. Mm-hmm. But I haven't seen an update. I'm trying to find their Facebook and see what people are receiving to it. Because I think the first movie they showed was American Sniper.
Oof.
That was the story of fucking American Sniper.
Oof.
See, it's weird because like I know that they want to open, but because like their business they need to make money, but like there's no
movies to show. Yeah.
So
besides American Sniper,
like, are they gonna show Sonic more? Is Trolls World Tour? But they're not allowed to. The union won't allow it. So it's just weird. Like with Alamo, when I was going through the survey, like they talked about doing like their movie parties, and I assume that they make like decent money off of those. Like
definitely, because it's more expensive for a ticket for a movie party because they'll have like props and gifts and stuff. And then they also will sometimes do like special cocktails specifically for it. So that's a charge. And then a lot of times they'll also have like a custom cup, like event specific that you can buy. I have a couple of those, and I really like
nice
them.
And cool.
Yeah, they're cool.
So,
I have
like,
the Moulin Rouge one and the Clue one.
I don't know if I could pull it off because that's like part of the like their brand identity.
Yeah,
but, like,
Alamo has these fancy things.
If you think of like an AMC or a Marcus, they're like just movie theaters.
Yeah.
And I get that they want to open, but like what are they doing?
So like Alamo and
Like,
some locations had like their
Korean
fancy
baseball.
meal
they
things.
stream Korean baseball.
But yeah, they had their fancy meal things. They're like, here's like how to cook like this very fancy like pretzel or whatever the fuck. Like here's a kit with a movie. With one of their Alamo movies, which are like they retired that brand. I think they retired that forever ago. So these are ancient movies. But you can watch Spring, which is a great movie. But that movie's old.
Watch that.
It's very good. I like it a lot. Yeah, actually, no updates. I guess like again, like some. I don't know. It's weird. I think we'll see how things go in Nebraska, but it's weird. I don't know.
I mean, Nebraska, like I feel like in Nebraska, everyone just stopped caring, and that's why everything's opened
Yes.
up.
Oh yeah. Well, because
100%.
Yes.
I love going to like the store and no one's wearing a mask now. Except
It's
for
interesting.
Me.
Yeah, it's
like,
weird.
Oh, I guess I'm the weird one for being
It's weird.
safe.
Hy-Vee's been pretty consistent. I don't know.
I went to a Target and like no one was wearing a mask.
Really?
I was like, geez. I thought
It's slowly
because like Target has like a bit more like prestige to it.
Yes.
I was like, well, maybe the prestige it has is the white conservative prestige.
That's true.
And that's probably why no one's wearing a mask. Like,
Yeah.
well, it's not a real virus. It's from the 5G, and Obama was a part of it. If you really think about it.
What? Is that all we have to say about Pooka? I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what else are we gonna watch? Pooka 2.
I really quickly. I mentioned this last time. Netflix and WWE had a fucking kids movie called The Main Event, where a kid like a Mike situation. This kid finds this mask that gives him superpowers. I saw part of it and I could not watch anymore because it was just so cringe. It was so cringe and so just bad WWE propaganda. Yeah, it wasn't. I could not stand it. That's all I gotta say about that.
I've noticed when I've been looking for movies, I used a website called Just Watch, and like you look at a movie and it'll show you like what streaming services they're on, and like I can't think of any like specific examples, but I've looked up like just regular movies, and it's like this is streaming on the WWE network. And it's like what? Why is this weird horror movie showing on WWE?
What was it?
I can't remember.
Did See No Evil?
No, not that. Just like
Was it Oculus?
it might have been Oculus.
Oculus is a WWE Films production.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They must have been really desperate for money. Like, hey man, that movie owns. So shout out, thank you,
the
Vince
movie.
McMahon. Thank you, Vince McMahon. Two things that are essential: wrestling and Oculus. I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, I just didn't know the WWE network had I know that they had like movies like
I didn't think they did. I'll see if I can
Fighting
find.
with Family.
That's not on WWE Network either.
But they made it! The Rock plays himself. He's like, it's me, The Rock, from the WWE Network. Tune in at 11 something to see me do
Maybe the
my
Google
thing.
thing just like read that it was WWE Films, and so they just attached it to the WWE Network. There are no movies on WWE Network.
Huh.
So unless you want to document, unless
Damn
you want
it,
to watch
Ryan.
The Undertaker: The Last Ride.
No, I
Which is
didn't use Google. I used Just Watch, which shows
Oh, that's
like
weird. I think that could have been metadata. I don't know.
I don't know, man. They're pretty spot on. Although it is annoying because there's a free streaming service I've learned about called Pluto TV.
Yes, seems bad.
It's very cool because it's live. But the problem I've run into for a lot of movies I've wanted to watch, it's happened for like 2 movies, Dread and some other horror movie, and I ended up just buying Dread, where they were streaming it but only in Spanish. You can only watch the movie in Spanish. And, that's totally fine. I just don't speak or know Spanish, so I can't really understand Dread when it's in Spanish. And I'm just very confused why they're only streaming the Spanish dub of a movie when they stream English stuff as well. It's confusing. I don't understand it.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna probably make some WWE joke. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I saw some WWE short films as they have been doing cinematic wrestling matches that have been cut and edited. It's fucking bizarre, man. I don't know, but it's been interesting.
Should we transition into Ryan talking about Harry Potter?
Yeah, make this.
Oh, wow.
Why make this brief? I don't want to be here all day talking about Harry Potter.
How, George? How?
So,
What's your general vibe about this?
to our listeners, I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies. I was born just at the right time to love Harry Potter, as everyone I've ever known has told me several times. But I watched the first 2 as a kid. I found out there was like 16,000 books, and I was like, you know what? This is too much commitment for me. Even childhood Ryan was like, babe, please, we're just having fun. I don't know, like, what are you talking about?
You to Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe is like, what?
So I never saw any of them. So there's been all this Harry Potter like hype my whole life. That's continued.
You did see Fantastic Beasts, though.
I did.
That movie blows.
That did not invest me into wanting to watch them earlier. But yeah, me and Carrie, because we've been stuck on this couch, we watched all of the Harry Potter
Good thing
movies.
I happen to have my Harry Potter Blu-ray set in my pocket.
And it's interesting to me because it felt like a slow incline at the beginning. And then it was a very steep decline for me for my complete enjoyment of the movies. So like the first 2, like I had seen this before. I recognized a lot of the things. They were both totally fine. They're like fun kid movie things. I do like Chamber of Secrets more. I felt like
Chamber
that
of
kind of
Secrets is fucking great.
yeah. I feel like it was like a cool like adventure thing. It was looking back. It was weird because like man, they're in this bathroom a lot. Oh, the Chamber of Secrets was just in that bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really convenient. I hope every movie isn't just a convenient thing that happens to Harry.
That is the one hate comment I've gotten on Letterboxd, kind of. When
really?
I was complaining about
Oh,
how
the
you
Spider-Man thing, yes! I remember this!
How I was like, oh, it's so bad when there's magic bullshit, but when Spider-Man downloads a new DLC to finish the battle, or a rat walks on the Ant-Man button, that's fine. And some guy was like, oh, well, the thing in Spider-Man was actually set up in Civil War, so it's not really out of nowhere. But I agree that the rat thing is pretty convenient. I was like, okay. But the funny thing is, I didn't even remember that was set up. I just made that up. But yeah,
That
anyway.
was really funny.
You like Prisoner of Azkaban, which everybody really likes. I saw
That's
as a
the
child.
best one.
Yeah,
I saw as a child. I haven't seen this. As a child, I thought it was very jarring in tone, but
Because the third one, Prisoner of Azkaban, I think that's my favorite one.
Fuck yeah.
I hadn't seen it.
Same.
I knew some of the beats. I knew some of the beats, and this is funny because I remember as a kid I had a Lego Harry Potter set from Prisoner of Azkaban that like a relative gave me, like maybe an aunt or something. But I never watched the movie, so I had this Lego set for this movie I never watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had like the tree, I think, and like I think I had the bus too. And it's like, oh, this bus from Harry Potter. Oh, that's fun. I guess I'll play with
The
this.
wizard bus.
Yeah, I probably use those pieces to like make another Lego thing as kids do.
No.
I didn't know what they were.
The wizard bus.
The wizard bus. But yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban's fucking awesome.
Hell
As I watched the other movies, I like respected it more. Just because like it has like this darker tone to it, but like not like melodramatic like the rest of the movies are. Just like darker things are happening and darker concepts like the werewolves. It explores like Voldemort and like I almost said Peter because we were talking about Spider-Man, but Harry's parents' death.
Well, I mean, Peter is integral in that film. He's the rat.
That's true.
So that's what you were really.
And yeah, that was also interesting how like Ron's rat has just been a villain this whole time.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't
love
know.
that. Well, I feel I feel like that's one of the things that gets memed on a lot. So I was really curious to know which of the big reveals you would already know, because it's one of those things that's just so.
That was a big reveal.
Yeah, well, that Scabbers was an adult man the
Yeah.
entire time. Yeah.
No one told me. I knew that Dumbledore. I knew that Snape killed Dumbledore. Spoiler alert. Pause. Mute at whatever time. And this time,
Absolutely not.
And I knew that.
I think that the movie based on that book is a decade old now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Oh, and that Dobby dies.
Yeah.
Also,
because of the best throw in the history
Yeah.
of knife throwing.
but yeah, I did not know that Scabbers was an adult, a weird adult.
Yeah, that was a
rat
big deal.
man.
That was a big deal. Everyone was like, holy shit, what?
But yeah, it was super cool. It did the Patronus stuff, which I had heard about from people, and I didn't know it was explored that early. And the time travel thing was like really cool. I knew time travel was in one of them, but I thought it was like the fifth one for some reason because it seemed like a late game thing. But no, it was cool and it worked really well. And it was like, well, why did they do this in the other movies?
That movie blew my mind when I watched it as a child. I was like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's like honestly some like the best time travel I've seen in movies. It was super awesome. And then there was a steep decline, and I did like them. Order of the Phoenix is so like contrived. It's like, all right, Harry's in the Wizard Olympics, but there's only 4 people.
It's not Order of the Phoenix, you fucking
Not Order of the
idiot.
Phoenix. Goblet of Fire. I'm sorry that the weird, stupid wizard names are all the same and stupid. I'm sorry. And then also like Robert Pattinson was like not really in
He
that.
could have been in it a lot more.
He could have been a lot
I mean,
more.
like, they didn't know the star power they had at the time.
Oh no, they did not know that they had
That was
the
like his
future
first
hottest man on
movie,
the
I
planet.
think. Yeah, exactly.
Are we talking about Goblet of Fire now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's
I like that one a lot too.
I,
That one, like, that felt like, when I watched it the first time, that felt like the biggest event out of all of them, just because of how the bigness of the scope. And
Yeah,
all
considering
all
what
the
happened.
schools coming together, and it was just like that was the most like world
You got a fucking dragon
expanding
in it.
one for me. Like when I watched it as a kid, I was like, whoa!
But also, that was like the most video gamey setup ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was, and that's what I didn't. And plus, for me, it was the most video game setup where it's like, all right, Wizard Olympics. Oh, this is so deadly. Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire? Like that whole thing. But like, no one died until the very end, and then it was like this big deal.
So yeah,
What-
you're gonna love Hunger Games because everyone died.
Yeah.
I'm so thrilled.
I need more death in
like,
these child games.
that movie ends with Cedric Diggory
Yeah.
dying, and like that's
It's a good moment.
also I didn't know that he died.
Oh,
I-
hey, there you go.
I knew he was like only going to be one movie. I didn't think he'd die immediately. That-
You also didn't realize he had died immediately, because I was like, I'm so sorry, Ryan. And you were like, what? And I was like, Cedric Diggory just got killed. And you were like, what?
well, because like there's so much, like they have the murder spell, which is
Right,
like
you don't know.
big spam.
It's not like it turns into a
whatever.
skeleton or like, I'm dead.
Yeah, but like it looks visually the same as like the zap you're knocked
Yeah.
out spell, and I didn't like they didn't start like really talking about the murder spell, which was like
Oh,
doorknob.
yeah, that's where they introduced
You're
him. Right?
dead.
That's where they like.
The fourth one.
Yeah.
'cause-
But I didn't like remember like the words to it, even though the words are abracadabra or something like
Avada
Avada
Kedavra.
that. Abracadabra, which like the joke that I was thinking about was like imagine like some like children's magician.
Yeah, just accidentally kill someone.
Who doesn't know that he's actually like a wizard, and he accidentally says that accidentally kills someone. It's like, oh no, what I do?
But he does it with magic, so that's pretty impressive.
Exactly.
That's the one with the overreactive fucking death. I feel like there was one of the Harry Potter movies has like a my boy.
Yes, that's Goblet of Fire.
Okay.
It's good, George. It's very
it's been a decade, so I don't know.
Like, it's tragic.
It's like a decade now.
Because like they bring him
I was
out.
playing
and
No
everyone-
More Heroes for
they
the
br-
Wii.
the Harry brings his body out, and everyone's like, "Yay!" And the fucking band is playing, but he's fucking sobbing on the ground because he's dead. And then his dad, and then you hear
And that's real life,
the
man.
fucking trombone
That's
being
real
like,
life,
But
"The way that's my son, my boy."
that seems so weird because like they build up these Wizard Olympics as like death could be everywhere, but like nothing like phases anyone.
Yeah.
And like they almost kill like 4 kids for fun.
It's like wrestling. It's like, oh, like, you can actually get hurt when things go bad. And it's
And,
like,
like-
oh, Jesus.
and they make a big deal that Harry like saved girls' schools.
Fleur Delacour's little sister.
Yeah, but like, were they gonna just let like 4 people possibly die for no reason?
No, I don't think so, but I don't know.
It's just so
Again,
weird.
it's like wrestling.
It just feels so weird when like someone accidentally
sport.
dies in this horrible Wizard Hunger Games thing, and like that's a big deal. When like it's been built up through the whole movie as like death is like it's like guaranteed that someone will die from
at the
this
beginning,
thing.
Dumbledore's like, "Do not enter this lightly. No, these challenges are difficult. You will die."
You will die. Everyone will
See,
die.
everyone only freaked out because it was Robert Pattinson. And they're like,
That's
"No, the hottest boy in school is dead."
He was the one cool Hufflepuff.
I feel like after Goblet of Fire, the movies are kind of.
Oh yeah,
they
Carrie
kind
made the point to me that like at a certain point, in Goblet of Fire, you never see sunlight again. It is just bleak.
Yes,
darkness.
it's just like as soon as like fucking Robert Pattinson's death fucking creates a cloud or fucking.
yeah.
And I mean, in like 7, there's parts where they're like 7 part 1 on this rewatch was like one of the most gorgeous movies in all of
it's
them.
really
it's
pretty.
so like all the landscapes that they
It helps
got.
that they were never at that stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like
weren't
we're
in
not in
school.
the school
You're not in
anymore.
school,
We're gonna
yeah.
stunt on you with these beautiful landscapes. See.
What was the
I
next-
remember liking Order of the Phoenix.
Order of the
played-
Phoenix is fantastic.
I played the entirety
I think
of the
that's
Order of
what-
the Phoenix video game for the Xbox 360.
I think Order of the Phoenix was my least favorite.
I remember
'Cause, like,
again. I have
nothing
no.
really-
It's been a decade, so I remember liking it. But
Because
I
like
like
that
that
one
one a
was
lot.
because like the
No,
the,
I
the
remember
actual.
yes.
again, all these movies have cheesy fucking dumb moments.
No,
they're
Ryan,
kids'
how could you say
movies.
that Order of the Phoenix is your least favorite when it has?
Oh yeah, you're right.
I won't be able to convey this accurately over an audio medium, but at the end of Order of the Phoenix, after the big wizard battle between Voldemort and Dumbledore, and he like starts to possess Harry or whatever, and Harry just starts having visions. There's this like split second cut of Voldemort doing like a hand flourish, and he just goes, "Bleh." It's like, why they include that?
It's really. You built it up for me, Carrie, and it was still so fucking funny.
It's my
It was
favorite
so
part.
weird. It's like a weird. It's not even a second of just like.
So I don't remember. So is at the end of 4, is Harry like he's fucking alive and no one believes him?
Yeah, because
because he comes back from the graveyard and they find out that Mad-Eye Mooney was actually Barty Crouch Jr. the entire time, and then he's like, no, Voldemort's alive, he killed Cedric, and everyone there is like, oh, okay, yeah, but then at the beginning of the next movie, it turns into like the government trying to cover that up, and it's like, that's not real.
The Order of the Phoenix was the one where they had
Right.
the
It was
new
like cover
the new
up.
principal.
Yes.
and no one
with,
believed
with Umbridge,
and no
yeah.
one believed Harry, even though Harry has shown nothing but like smart decisions the last 4 movies. You'd feel like people in the school at least would believe him, but no, that'd be too ridiculous.
And then at that point, where like it's like Endgame. Like, I think I remember not liking 6 that much because it's just like
6 is-
we want to get to the end, but like
6 is one of my lesser favorite
it's such
ones,
a
but it's
bridge
got
ass
some-
book or movie. Yeah,
It's got a lot of my favorite moments in it though. Like
it's cool.
I really like I can't remember his name. Slughorn. I really like him. He's a
I've
cool
seen
dude.
worse bridge movies, such as fucking the first Mockingjay part, but that was just one book, so that doesn't make any sense actually. But
But yeah, Order of the Phoenix and Half-Blood Prince kind of mesh in my head because nothing happened in either of those movies that really felt like standoutish to me.
Some guy dies, I guess, at one point. I don't know. Dimbledingus.
Dumbledore.
Diddledore.
Fucking doesn't he have like a Hans Gruber death? Or am I making that up? How does he die?
They're at the top of the tower, and
everyone dies
Snape
by the murder
Avada-Kedavras him, and he flies out the window, and he like falls.
Yeah, so he has a Hans Gruber. Of course, fucking Hans Gruber kills Dumbledore, and he's like a.
Well, I mean, he's already dead.
Yeah,
He's falling.
Yeah, that's what I remember. I was like, he has like a fucking
There was a recurring bit that I was doing for myself while we were watching these movies, where whenever something really sad or solemn was happening, I just started going as Dumbledore was falling. I started doing.
Anyways, and then like 7 is I remember
7 part 1 and 2.
I remember I enjoyed it, but
I did not like part 1 was just like they knew they had to find the 7 things. But they also didn't know where any of them were, and they had no idea how to destroy them.
Yeah,
and the whole movie was just them walking around, and then them arguing about who Harry is in love with.
Yes.
Which, by the way, it doesn't make any sense why any of these people love any of them. It feels to me.
I feel like
it really does feel like just like fan service.
So
could you imagine? Could you imagine like meeting like the person you'll marry when you're 11?
Yeah,
that's weird.
I think a series
weird.
that has a good parallel in terms of like final acting is
Twilight.
No, Avatar: The Last Airbender and the Harry Potter movies. I think, or the series. I only seen the movies, so. But like in terms of like we have these loose ends with the romantic tension. We have all these characters that die. We have this giant battle. And I think at The Last Airbender. Have you seen The Last Airbender, Carrie?
Most of it. I don't remember how.
You have not seen the finale? Mm-mm. Okay, if you would have remembered if you saw it.
Nope.
God, it's so good. I love it. It's great. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I think I remember liking 7, even though I thought it was very plotting. I remember still liking just kind of hanging out, but it was a bit long. And then the last movie is just it's just a final boss fight. It's just a fucking.
I liked
so much so that the video game was just a third-person shooter.
I did like 7 Part 2. It had some. Well,
it's very fan service.
What I liked about 7 1 and 2, there was a lot less of the school, and when they went to the school, finally they did some different things that didn't feel like just we're at school.
How
again.
dare you stand where he stood?
Yeah, and also I didn't know that Snape was like I knew that Snape was like. I knew the idea that Snape was doing everything he did for Harry's benefit in the end. I didn't understand why.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just
Yeah, but I didn't know like he was like childhood friends with his mom and that his dad was a fucking jock
good.
or something like that.
Well, that worked out then, because that's reveals. So.
Yeah, that is reveals, and I liked that. I ended up liking Snape as a character a lot.
Yeah,
he seems like that teacher that is like a dick, but like
there was a lot of
he's like that teacher that like isn't like. He's not like your fun teacher, but like you learned a lot from them. So it's like, I did like their class. Like it was tough and whatever, but like I learned something. So he was clearly a good teacher. Like he had that kind of vibe for me.
And Alan Rickman is just one of the best actors.
Oh yeah,
in the movies too. So he just brings that level to that character.
I
think you originally applied for the Defense Against the Dark Arts, but you were unsuccessful. Obviously. I think that was your favorite bit.
That was really funny.
I think it's a really good. I think I like it more as a final fucking boss thing than fucking Endgame. Only that Endgame was a very too fan servicey. And also it's weird again. I think this series is not a series that has a lot of like fucking like bombastic action scenes. So when we have one. And like this whole place where we have been, like we're in a space that we've been through for multiple fucking things, just having it fucking destroyed is pretty significant and meaningful.
Yeah.
As I seeing Endgame and seeing that, I think going back to me, and maybe it was because I actually did see it on midnight, where I saw Endgame like on a Wednesday and nobody was there, and so everyone's posting these fucking Twitter threads like, "Oh my god, that moment!" Like I did not have that.
People are still posting those moments.
Yeah, I was like, dude,
and like,
it's like a
relax.
Jesus. Anyway.
This is a side note, but I remember seeing like an article of like the Russo brothers like, we really want to bring Infinity War Endgame back to theaters when movie theaters open.
Don't do it.
Just so people like have like a fun event to go
People
to.
start making out and touching each other and just start crying. And
It's like, man, if those are the only movies in theaters for like all of June, I am not going to a movie theater.
I'll see Sonic again.
I'll kill myself before I let that happen.
So what do you think, Ryan? They're fine.
They're fine. I mean, I get the references now, so that's good.
I think it's weird.
People can fight and be like, don't like, relax.
It's
okay?
weird.
I also haven't seen The Godfather, and I refuse to see The
I haven't
Godfather.
seen that either.
And I refuse to see Lord of the Rings. I will not see Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I will.
Lord of the Rings is really good.
Carrie,
but okay.
Carrie, I will not.
Yeah, talk about a great final
will
boss
not.
area. Fucking great. It's fantastic. It's good. Anyways, I think the weird thing about the movies versus the books for me is that obviously the books were written to like you grow up with them. So like the first two books are very fantastical, very like magic and like secrets and there's like stuff happening like behind the scenes. But it's not so people are fucking dying. People are dying, but it's not so
It's
serious.
like fun kid
It's like
death.
it's like fun kid death.
You're dead, but this is fun.
I feel for me, I thought like the switch because I think 1 and 2 have a magical tone, and then 3 is very different. And so I think like when you're talking about books in multiple years, I think the growth of the person is more spread out. When these movies are like back to back, I was not ready for the tonal shift when 3 happened at the time, and so I stopped watching after 3, and then I came back later, and then I remember I really like 4.
Imagine
and 5.
watching all 8 movies in like a week.
Yeah, because I was trying to explain to Ryan how
Like it feels. The
like-
first one feels like a '90s movie. The first one
Yeah.
feels like a
Yeah, it does.
'90s
Because
movie.
I saw all of them in theaters as they came out. Like, I would go to every single one. So it was like an event, and it would be just like you would build up to it. I don't know, were they every year, or was it like...
They were every
I
year.
looked it up. It was like there was like one point where there was like a year gap, but they were like every year. For the
So
most
yeah,
part.
it was like a thing, and you would just it's just like spread out over all these years, and it feels much bigger. And it's like I can't imagine watching all that content over the course of a couple days.
Yeah, like I
like,
did.
it's
I think
really
you should.
interesting,
And
yeah.
I think you guys should have done was like watch what the trailers were for these movies.
That would have
Oh,
been
that would've
funny.
been-
That's the
yeah.
thing I love to do with all the like old content. Get the context of shit, or how do you sell something?
I don't remember what any of the trailers.
I remember
looked
the
like.
trailer for part 2 very vividly because it was very epic and very
Right.
like the final battle. Blah 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 blah.
I think I'll watch these. This sounds interesting.
Yeah, we should do a
Yeah, we should
Harry
watch those
Potter
trailers.
trailer marathon.
Yeah.
I imagine again, like they're probably the first movie is very it's probably very 90s movie.
It's
probably
very
got,
dun dun.
oh yeah, so it's probably got a narrator or something. Yeah.
Harry Potter was an ordinary kid. Oh man, I grilled cheese.
And that's the
everywhere.
other thing about. I remember 3 also being marketed like that, and that was not the movie that at all. Other than like
I
the fucking
remember-
inflatable.
I remember
fucking,
3 being a big deal to me when I first watched it because it was the first time that you saw them in not their wizard robes, like
That
at school.
also-
and I
that
was like,
also-
oh,
that
whoa.
also- that also was like,
It's
this is
they were
weird,
at school
man.
in their real clothes,
This
and I was
is
like,
fuck-
that's crazy.
They're not wearing robes.
I remember Hermione's pink hoodie thing.
Yes.
I saw that in the trailer. So I was like,
punches-
yeah, she punches Malfoy
That's a-
right in his bitch ass face.
Yeah. Class. Anyways, that's that.
That's Harry Potter.
That's Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
My favorite Ryan quote throughout all of the Harry Potter viewings was, I think, in the 5th or 6th one when you were like, "There's just so much magic."
Okay, here's my defense against. There's just so much magic.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, no, because like there's a magic way to do everything. Like they open doors with magic. They fucking check their cell phone with magic. Like just be normal for like a little bit.
But Ryan, if
There's-
you had magical powers, you would use them
Yeah,
all
but I
the
would-
time.
I
That
would-
would be your normal.
I would just get a microphone. I need to hold like my wand to my throat and be like,
Oh yeah.
I love that, though.
let's all go to the emporium now. Like it'd be funny, like if it had like that muffled tone to it, but it's just him being loud.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my main problem. Is like there's always like a magic MacGuffin for everything. And like it gets so exhausting. It's like, oh, what are we gonna do? Oh, I have the spoopy wand. I can stop anything.
That's why when we got to Order the Phoenix and they had the Dumbledore's army thing in the Room of Requirement, when the Room of Requirement was introduced, I was like, Orion, you're gonna love this.
Oh yeah,
it's just a magic room that shows up fully equipped with whatever you need.
Like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's very video gamey.
My other bit that I thought of that I really liked was because there's the Sword of Gryffindor.
Yes.
So I assumed that there was like objects for like the other houses to have.
Shield of
this was not the case, so I came up with my own. It was gonna be the Sphere of Slytherin, makes sense. The Claws of Ravenclaw, obviously, and then the Maracas of Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
Because obviously they would have the best weapon.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
So how bad does the special effects older versions of them at the end of part 2, does it look alright?
It doesn't look that bad.
No,
it just looks like them with glasses,
at the
like
time,
different glasses.
Yeah,
and,
like they look
weird
really
hair.
good for 40.
Yeah, they do look
like
younger
really
than they're probably
good.
supposed to be. So.
Oh yeah, I can't remember who sent me this joke. It was either you or our friend Zach. The meme of like if the car from 2
just ran over Voldemort.
Yes, at the end of part 2 was like Toyota Corolla Potter. You were named after the best car I ever knew.
Oh god.
What do you name his son? Like Alfred?
Albus Severus over the 2 bravest wizards he ever
That's
knew.
such a long name. Like, relax. Just name him Todd.
I remember during like the height of Snape discourse when everyone hated Snape because they were like, "Oh, he's just a friend zone asshole, and he's been mean to Harry because he couldn't get Harry's mom's vagina." And I was like, I was like, I can kind of see that too, but everyone was just mad that he didn't name his son after someone besides Snape.
I mean, he didn't come off as like he just seems like a dick. Like that's his normal personality.
Yeah.
I don't see why he would treat Harry any differently. Maybe because like he thought he'd be more like his dad, who was the dumb jock, which was something that like did. It was very jarring when like he'd be like, "Oh, my dad, he's so nice." And then like it cuts to him like beating up Snape. Like,
your dad was a Chad.
It's like
a fun thing. This is the side thing that EA shut down the studio that made the Harry Potter games once Harry Potter was done. So the mission was done, I guess.
But yeah, that was a very jarring thing. But like I never felt that way with Snape. He just felt more like a simp. Which, like, is totally, like, that's totally fine. Yeah. Like, he was just into this girl, and she just wasn't interested.
Yeah, no, I for a while, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not sure about that, because it seemed, I don't know. But as an adult now, I'm like, no, he's like, one of the best characters.
Yeah, that does feel like a very, like, I can feel the vibe of, like, Tumblr in that time being like that.
Yeah.
And it's probably still like that if I went on that, which I don't.
Sure.
But
Anyway, let's get off Harry Potter.
Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about, really?
Any other fun things we watched?
No, I just saw Birds of Prey again. It's a lot shorter the second time, I feel.
I watched the original Wicker Man, and that was phenomenal.
It seems good.
It's got Christopher Lee in it, and he's wearing like an Austin Powers outfit and a really bad wig. It's fantastic. And it's weird because me and Greg were watching it. We were talking about how at the time it came out, it was probably perceived a lot differently than how it is now. Because it's this, like, super by-the-books Christian guy coming to this island being like, you all don't worship Jesus? You are such heathens! And when we're watching it today, we're just like, this guy just seems like a fucking narc. These people are having a good time. So when it came out, it was probably a lot more horrifying as if the audience would see themselves in that guy. Mm-hmm. And then today, it's just like, fuck that guy. He's just a fucking Christian-ass cop. Fuck him. But yeah, it's hilarious. And when I was watching it, I was like, this is what I wanted Midsummer to be.
One movie that I watched that I really liked the idea of, it didn't really like go all the way with me, was Pulse. I don't know if either of you heard of it. It's
is that the one with Kirsten, what's your name?
I watched the original Japanese one,
original?
so probably not. But Pulse is this Japanese horror movie. It was like 2001 about this. Like,
It's Death Stranding, isn't it? It's like haunted internet.
haunted internet. Yeah, it's like the early days of the internet,
Yeah.
and like this like virus goes around and starts like taking people away. And, like, it's following, like, all these different people. And, like, slowly throughout the movie, like, the streets just get empty and, like, weird. And, like, these weird rooms show up. And, like, if you walk into the room, like, this weird ghost people are in there. And it's very interesting how, like, the whole world just vanishes. Like, slowly throughout the movie. It was really cool. And very interesting.
I only saw the American version.
It's probably not fantastic.
I don't remember anything about it.
But
I've never heard of it.
it was pretty cool the way they... The one funny thing is one of the characters you follow is this guy who gets a computer for the first time, and like as soon as he's booting up like the dial-up internet, it immediately goes to the cursed website. He's like, "What's going on?" And it's like, what are the odds that like you get a computer the day the evil virus starts going around and haunts everyone? But yeah, it was pretty cool.
The Pulse American version was written by Wes Craven.
Oh,
It's at 11% on Rotten Tomatoes.
that sounds about right. Yeah,
It also had 2 direct-to-DVD sequels.
it did. Yeah. But yeah, original Pulse, very cool. I would highly recommend it. I also watched Ready or Not the same night.
Kirsten Bell was in
And that was fun. I feel like that's a movie I would have preferred watching with friends, but you can't really do that when the apocalypse is happening. It was especially funny because I know that you guys and like a lot of our people in our friend group really, really love it. And I was watching, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then, like, as soon as the ending happened, I was really like, I know exactly. I see exactly what's going on here.
Yeah, it really goes all the way at the end. It's really good.
Such a good movie.
It's really good.
I honestly predicted that like halfway through.
Nice.
I thought it'd be more like
I thought they were gonna fuck it up because I couldn't tell how.
The way
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna go, the way that I thought of like halfway through was like I didn't think the husband would like turn on her. I thought, I mean, it honestly wouldn't 50, but the way I like thought of it was like they like get everyone, they're like escaping in like the car, and like he's driving, like, don't worry, babe, we got this. Poof! I was like, oh my god, it was real. I thought that's how it was gonna end. That would have been really funny, in my opinion. But I did like it. It was an enjoyable thing.
Is that everything, folks?
Is that all, folks?
I mean,
So what's coming out in May? Scoob?
oh god. I mean, I'll watch Scoob.
We're all watching Scoob.
We're gonna watch Scoob.
Yay, $20, Scoob.
Oh,
Hey, if we all pull our money together, that's only like $20.
Yay, for Scoob.
Collective.
For Warner Brothers. One last, not the last comment of Harry Potter probably of the night in real life, but last thing on the podcast. It's a weird time because I believe the last Harry Potter also came around the last Christopher Nolan Batman movie. So it was a weird transition point. I see that as a weird, like, I can go to the movies regularly because now I'm watching Man of fucking Steel or whatever the fucking nonsense. It was a weird transition period for Warner Brothers because it was like we got Nolan with fucking Batman and Inception, and then it was like Dark Knight Rises was the year after the last Harry Potter movie.
Did they try to do any other big like YA novel franchises after that, or was that other companies that tried to get on that?
I mean, I feel like Hunger Games. There's like a period
Was
before
Hunger
it came
Games
back.
Warner Brothers?
No, Hunger Games was Lionsgate. It was like really small time.
Okay.
Well, actually, it was like Twilight helped Lionsgate become big. Well, I think Summit did
Twilight was Summit, yeah.
and then they got consumed by Lionsgate once Hunger Games. Hunger Games was a lot bigger financially than Twilight.
Yes.
It was way bigger financially.
But
they also kind of peaked at Catching Fire.
I have not seen Hunger Games, but I
absolutely
do
peaked
know
at
that
Catching
Twilight
Fire.
is better than Hunger Games, no matter what.
It depends how you look at it. If
I
you're,
mean, in
right,
terms of-
if you're right, then Hunger Games is better. But if you like a good time, then Twilight is better.
Yeah, I like a good time. I enjoy a good time.
That second movie's
But
good.
yeah, me and Kay have talked about we want to watch another
Series?
YA series, or one of those big book franchises.
So we are not committed. We were kind of committed since it's us just shooting the shit in front of a microphone without an agenda. Not a YA, just an adult It's just adult. I don't know what you call it.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what you call it. It's smut.
Smut.
Shitty smut. Oh, 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, what if we watch all those? Which George defends.
I did not. They're guilty pleasures through and through. They're not good movies.
Okay.
Actually, the third one's. It's the most coherent, but it's still bad. Like, it's just a really good soap opera episode. That's all it is. And then the rest are like nonsense.
So yeah, it's like I want to watch because I haven't seen any of those.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those either.
And then I am finally telling myself I'm going to watch Hunger Games, which me and Kenny need to do.
Yes.
And
I would love to see how that ends.
did watch the first Divergent movie.
Yes.
Out of just
no.
pure, just
Bad.
pure depression
Wrong.
and sadness.
Stop.
And that movie was horrible.
Did they have enough Philip Seymour Hoffman to fill those? Because he died.
He died like while they were still working on the very last one, so I'm pretty sure there's some CGI Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay.
But I don't remember
But it wasn't
being
a
like
big
egregious
deal.
or noticeable that much. So
They
because
probably-
his character doesn't really do much in the final one, if I'm remembering correctly.
They were probably
but-
just able to just like. Because he's like a dictator-like figure, right?
Philip Seymour
No.
Hoffman. No, he's
what am I
like
thinking
he's
of?
like works in those circles, and he like winds up
It's
becoming a face.
kind of spoilery who he is.
Then
I don't remember it. I remember he goes
But
from
I
heel
feel
to
like
face at one
if he
point.
was able to like film most of them, they were probably able to like
Yeah.
use stuff from other movies and just like move his mouth to like make him say the stuff that he.
Am I making is Octavia Spencer in the movies? Am I making this up?
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of Divergent? I think I'm
No,
thinking-
you are thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Divergent. Yeah, I'm thinking of
I
Divergent.
was like, because I did the exact same thing. Because I was like, I think
no,
so.
the wrong one. Wrong one.
Well, yeah, no, she's in Divergent.
Yeah. Anyways, like, is that a show, folks?
I think so.
Okay.
I could talk
I'm
about
ex-
how much I love Divergent.
Cheyenne Woodley,
Let's-
remember her?
I'd rather not.
Okay, well, there he goes. Did that footage of her in Amazing Spider-Man 2 ever get out there?
There's paparazzi shots of them filming
That's
it, but
about
they,
it?
but they never
They got
like
the footage,
showed
never
those
got
scenes. No.
Darn.
Which is weird because like they filmed like multiple scenes. You think they put those out on like
Who was
the
she?
DVD?
Was she supposed to play Emma Stone's character?
She was supposed to be Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Oh.
Because it was Gwen Stacy who was Emma Stone's. Emma Stone was Gwen Stacy.
Oh, she's
she
gonna be like
dies.
in the next movie.
They were gonna put her in 2 as well. They're gonna add another character to that movie.
That's what that movie needed.
But then they're like, we actually had too much, so they cut out Mary Jane Watson because
Gotcha.
they were gonna like have her, Gwen Stacy die, and then they're gonna have the third one gonna have Mary
Yeah.
Jane Watson as the love interest.
Man, I would love to
Paul
see.
Giamatti was in that movie.
I would love to have seen where that series would have gone.
It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
At the
hate
time, I remember those movies having a spell on me, being like, "Oh, this is a good time," and everybody like, "Oh, this is not good."
I think
He shot at me. He lied to
Oh,
me.
yeah.
I think those movies are totally fine.
gonna
Still.
make
I haven't
him
seen them
my
in forever, but I
enemy.
still think they're probably totally fine.
Anyways,
But this is someone who hates the new Spider-Man movies. Like,
Yeah,
deep hashtag.
I don't-
They're
have
definitely more interesting than new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So.
that first one I think is a lot more interesting than 2, though. I think personally,
Yeah, because 2 was definitely
they were
like,
trying stuff.
Because the first Amazing Spider-Man, it clearly had like an idea.
Yeah, and then 2 was
And then
like
they're like-
Sony was like, "What if we like?"
What if we did
a
like
whole bunch
18
of
more
shit?
things?
Yeah. Anyways, Ryan Lance, if people wanted to find you on Letterboxd to see what you were watching, 50 Shades of Grey. So no, let's not do that. Whatever.
If people want to tell me that I'm not a real reviewer, please do that. I would love it.
Please dig deep into Ryan's old reviews.
Yeah,
Leave hate comments.
at Film Piece. I love to hear the hate. It fills me with
Most
glee.
of his reviews do receive hate comments from me.
Yeah. It's really just like dumbass.
Well, I remember
Idiot.
my favorite was when you posted that you thought The Lure was just okay, and I was just like, what the fuck? And you were like, I was wondering how soon you would be before you called me out on this. Turns out less than a minute.
It was really quick.
I was pissed.
Carrie, where can folks find you?
On Letterboxd, you can find me by just searching my first name, Carrie, Karrie.
And you can find me at jcruzalvarez26. Maybe I'll watch movies. I don't know. I've been too busy playing
Start watching
Halo, baby.
Oh,
You heard of it? You know what was the biggest box of and whatever, it doesn't matter. Halo 2 made more money than Prisoner of Azkaban that year. It's whatever.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
it's whatever.
I mean, that makes sense, but I'm still angry.
Anyways, that's an episode. Hope you all are taking care out there. Weird times, man. It's so bizarre. It's weird. I'm pretty
But
much.
we're in this together.
In these uncertain times, we're working together to give you a quality podcast product.
If I get one more email
In
from
these
the company
uncertain times,
telling me
how these
that
times are uncertain.
if I get another email,
How these times are uncertain, or how when this is all over, or how I'm a hero for making people pizza.
I love writing. I love the Amazon commercial of like the delivery guy and like a kid wrote, "Thank you," like in shocking. He's like, "Man, I'm really making a difference." Delivering this box of dildos to this.
Put out a fucking hologram that said "Keep on keeping on."
We're in this together, people.
Oh god, man. Anyways, until whatever the hell, maybe we'll see all the 50 Shades of Grey movies.
Hunger Games!
Or whatever.
Both. Ryan also refuses to watch Pirates of the Caribbean. I'm sad
That's the
about
one
it.
I was gonna mention. I was like, I can't do
I'm
that.
not watching that.
I will watch the first one. I can't believe I saw the second and third one before I saw the first one. And then years later, I saw the first one. I was like, holy shit, this movie's great. Why did they go out and poo-poo and pee-pee it all over it? Anyways.
What the hell? Correction, they're all great. All of them,
God.
definitely, 100%.
Anyways.
Genuinely feel that way.
Until next time, bye-bye.